I thought I would jump on a relatively nice Friday. And I don't know if anyone's around. I don't see anybody. But if you're watching this on the replay, I'm going to try to remake my gingerbread try easel, which sort of was an epic fail. But we will see what we can do. I did want to just show you what this bus and the like little critters look like from the road tripping stamp set that I didn't do an inspiration video on, so this kind of serves as that. So you get a really big, let me put this down. See, it's almost 4 inches. It's like a little more than 4 inches, I think, for this, because this, it's about exactly 4 inches. Where's an A2 card? Oh, I have A2 card panels. Let's see. So these are A2 card panels. So it'll barely fit on in this orientation. But you can obviously do it this way too. But I had a thought, and I really like some of the sentiments in this set too. I like the groovy vibes only one. But I was thinking about putting this together, and basically I thought that it would be really cool if I sort of cloned the original trifold idea where 2 of the 3 layers are basically word things. And I remembered I had these word dies in my stash I've never used, but it seemed like whoa and dang would be things that 60s kiddies would say. Oh, and there's a dog here too. But I was thinking if I do a big sentiment, I can just have the little critter like sitting on top of the sentiment, and I think it'll look cute. So we don't have to cut one of those panels, but we have to cut all the other ones in a lot of card-based panels. So I'm going to do that because I didn't do it before. And I think the live stream I did this in the first time I put dimensions, but basically this is 4 1/4 by 5. So these are A2 panels. I probably want a white piece. I was having fun with just stamping out the little star that came with it, so I might do this as a stopper. But I kind of want to use one of the other sentiments. But I think this is going to be a really good color. Yeah, I think this is going to look great. So then I just need to remember what size the other ones are. This one's by 5. There is some waste to this, obviously, but not too much. And then this 5-1, we are going to score at some amount. 1 1/4 and 2 1/2. Which I think is essentially how this works for all of them. Oh, hey, Gloria, how are you? We're remaking the gingerbread card, only in pink and with cats. Oh, you can't see you can't see my little van going on. This is we're going to be using the 60s themed paper again. But what I screwed up last time is I put the big piece basically gets put on the front of the card, which is counterintuitive. And then the other 2 smaller ones of these fit behind it, basically. So that was the oopsie. The way I did it originally, I layered multiple bases on top of each other, which was not the right answer. But we will see if this works better or if it doesn't, because I've never tried this before. And then we're going to 3 3/4, and we need 2 of these. How are you doing? I think so. But then I have to remember that my fancy mouse died, so I need to click on. And this is the last day of this particular stamp set pre-order. So as with all the kit stuff, it goes back in the vault. So I've had actually a couple of people who really like the cat. So I figured I should at least since people bought them after seeing the unboxing, I should at least do some actual inspiration. Although it's a really cute stamp set, so I don't know that you really need me. But since we're here, and I might, depending on if once I get this together, I might work on a pink Halloween card for Delise, because Delise was disappointed with the extreme amount of purple. Hey, Anne, good to see you. So basically, what we did before is we stuck this on the end and then stuck this here, and then this piece didn't work very well. But the way you're supposed to do it is, assuming I remember the video I watched correctly, is you basically layer these on. Although I think this is going to be... maybe not. We'll see. I think you layer these behind, although it's hard to tell. This one I am sure goes in the front, and then you do have some play here, so we may mess around with... but I think we'll also have panels on these, so... and I think what happens is when this is back, right? What's supposed to happen is when this one is pushed back, right? That acts as a stop for this easel, and then vice versa. No, I think that spacing looks correct. I think when we have multiple of these, it might line up correctly. If not, I'll just like shoot for the center on the other one. We will see. As I recall the video of the person making it, they just basically put them back to back, which might make... you might need extra space on the top of the card, because the last panel, I think, would hang off otherwise. Anyway, those are those. And then we need other pieces. We need 1x2, or we need a 2-inch. This is a 4-inch. Yeah, we need a 2-inch piece. And I think we have to cut into another piece, which is fine because I want to die cut some stuff anyway. So having extra is fine. So this is one panel, and then we need more pink. You can get this whole card, I think, out of 2 pieces of cardstock, though, so that's kind of nice. We did the 2. We need a 2.5. And I think what we can do is put the whole card together and play around with that a little bit and make sure the card works before we glue our pretty stuff to it. And then one of these is at 3. So I think we can do that and then worry about layering and die cutting and all that other... we can worry about the decorating after that, which isn't usually my MO, but I think it'll work for this one. So basically we will just, we'll just glue these down. And then this first one behaves kind of like a normal easel. So I think if we glue these pieces, like if we glue the actual... I think if we glue these pieces together first, it'll be easier to mess with. Oh, and I broke my tape. Well, that's not very... well, that's sad. Or maybe we'll use glue. We will use glue, I think. My glue needs refueling. I should see if I can find... and then, so you want to So this first piece, the first piece we use the small one, so it goes small, medium, and large, and then you don't do what I did last time, but you want the easel to be even with the bottom of the sort of, I don't know, the easel mechanism and the face of the easel need to be level. There we go. Let me see if I have more glue. I mean, I know I have more glue. It's just whether or not I can see where it is. Or if not, I know where more glue is. Oh, I found more Halloween paper. Since it wasn't what I was looking for. Let's just go grab more glue for now. Okay, we're back. It's strange because I know I have a bottle of Lineco somewhere. I just don't remember where, but that's all right. I got a bunch of this Nouveau when it was on sale, so I will use that. I don't know if you have to cut this. You might. Yeah, you definitely have to cut this. Oh, I can try my new scissors that are supposedly non-stick. We'll see how this works. I think this is open, so let's grab one of these other ones. I do like these needle bottles better, but we'll see how this works. It doesn't work at all, so I guess we did not fully cut that open. Well, well, this part works, but uh-oh. It might be an accident. I feel like this is not what you're supposed to do. Oh, yeah, I need to. I'm glad you fixed your ATG. It seems like I should have a better tip than this, so I'm not sure what's going. Well, I could just take the tip off of this and refill my bottle. Let's do that. I don't really want to. I don't think commingling glue would hurt anything. But it's weird to ship glue in a bottle. But this is definitely filling up, so that's good. I don't know how thick this glue is, but this looks pretty good. Often I thin out the line code just because I don't want it to get clogged in the needle. But we have more glue. So there's that. I have to find my missing line co some other time. It's only annoying because I know it's in my house, and I probably moved it and put it somewhere really smart when I was cleaning up, and now I don't know where that smart place is. Anywho, let's get the rest of these glued down. I do like glue for something like this because you can actually like line this up and have some working time. Although I'll probably have to be a little careful if the I don't know if the new I think the Nuvo is a PVA glue too. Hey Linda, how are you? But it seems to have gripped pretty well. Lenko is my favorite, obviously, but I should also use the things I have. I think I bought this for the glue press and then realized it was the wrong size for the glue press and then stopped using the glue press. So, you know, sort of the circle of crafty life. Let me make sure this is more or less aligned. Oh, I covered up my cute thing. I did not. So I colored the bus, Linda, and I have lots of little critters to live on the bus. So this last piece is just going to be the bus. Oops. Yeah, we're just gonna glue this guy down like that, I think. But I have all these cute little critters that can like hang out the windows, so that'll be kind of fun as well. But I thought we would try putting this card together. Well, we could probably actually use temporary tape. So what's supposed to happen is, I believe these just butt up to each other. And so this first one, oh, that works. So yeah, you need to basically just make sure that if this butts up, then this should work. Okay, hooray! It's good that that works. I was going to be a little dismayed if I got confused 2 live streams in a row. And I really like these cats, and I try not to use the Crafty Stamp Co. like kit stuff after the kits don't go on sale are gone, because it's always sad when people want stuff and then can't get it. Hey Linda, how are you? What are you up to today, Linda? Normally I would do my whole panels first, but this time I just wanted to make sure the card would work, so I didn't wreck my pretty coloring. Ruh-roh. And then I think all you have to do is just butt these up to each other. Except getting glue all over your card base, I wouldn't recommend, but we're going to cover it up in a second. I don't think they need to be perfectly butted, because mine aren't, but I did try to get it more or less straight so that, yeah, that's more or less straight. But then, I think that's how this works, yeah. So maybe I need to, yeah. Yeah, this one is a little crooked, and I think that was... Then this one would go right here. Yeah. It's a little futzy. Yeah, it stays. It's just a little, it's like you probably want to, it's one of those like you probably need to use temporary tape to make the photo work, but One of those cards. But this is being more successful than it was last time, so that's good. There we go. And you can fold this flat, so when we decide to mount things, it's not too bad. And then when you want to send it to someone, oh, I see. So if you mount it that way, this will fit in an A2. It's a little chunky. As you can see, my middle layer is a little off, but... And obviously, these have more weight once you put a something on them. Oh, this works pretty well. Yeah. So that's kind of how that works. So it does work. It's just a little futzy. Although if you do have a futzy card, you can always temporarily tape it. So this one we're good at, but we need pattern paper for the other two. And I thought it'd be fun to use some of these fun little words and use those on the panels, because I thought that would be neat to cut out of some of our more vibrant paper. Hello, Nima. How are you? What do we want to do? I want to cut my shadow layers out of the pink for sure. And I want to find some more subtle patterns, probably to use as the background. I was thinking maybe the yellow and the orange, because then if you had a word that was cut out of like this, it would be it would show up. And I think there's another orange. There's another orange one that looks like that, I think. So that was my thought. Yeah, here we go. So I think I'll do the panels out of these. I like the orange better than the yellow because you can actually kind of see the peace signs. What do we feel? Actually, this is like right in between these two. So I don't know. Maybe we'll do one of each. We'll do one of each and see if we like it. I think if you just picked one, it might... Maybe I'll just do the orange. I like the orange better. So we may do that. I'm sad I'm losing this lava lamp print because it is one of my favorites in here. Anyway, this is 4 by something that I have to look up. It is 4 by 1 3/4 and 2 1/4. There are 2 panels. I think that'll work nicely. Obviously, a bunch of it's going to get covered up with our... We could just do a whoa, but I kind of like doing a whoa and a dang. Because it was sort of like the animals are excited about the van in my mind. Let's put this... Let me put this glue with the other glues. So I don't lose that. Actually, I will need this later, but I can put a pin in it. I don't know if you guys caught my stream with Elizabeth. It was quite fun. A bit silly, but, you know, in a good way. So I need a whoa and a dang and a fight with packaging again. Oh, this isn't too bad. Here's hoping these are actually... Oh, yay, I don't... Yeah, that'll work. I think I can cut all this stuff on my sidekick, too, because that would make me happy. I think it'll be fine. It will be fine. I can't... Oh, here's my plates. Can cut out. I feel like it would be very craft roulette to just have like two woes. So here's our woe. I'm curious how this will fit on this smaller one. Oh, this will be okay. This we also have a lot of top space. So my idea is I can have like our little Corgo like right behind it, the word, kind of like that. I'll probably do one off to each side because I think I'm going to use the orange cat in the middle of the van. Well, the middle window. So we have a woe. We have a woe layer. And I like these because these are all connected. So like these aren't going to be a nightmare to glue. I like big words. And this is kind of the original inspiration for this actual card was Club Scrap, and they used a lot of words. I think mostly because they were doing kind of what's the word I'm looking for? They were doing like a car themed one for whatever reason. I guess we are doing a car themed one too, but and I thought that we could use not that paper, but I have some blobby paper. I thought this blobby paper would be fun. But we will see if this works well or not. And it's non-directional, so I don't really have to worry about like the word lining up too much. Oops, let me. Well, my windows moved around and I wasn't quite sure what was up. I need to. Oh, this is. Wow, this fell out without a pokey tool. So my idea here is that I'm pretty sure this is the woe. That if I mat this, it will be okay to use. Oh, that I kind of like that. I'm sorry, that looks like very 60s. How do we feel about if we put it on like we could flip it and do the lava lamps? I felt like this might be like too much. And the other side of this is ignore the fact this is the wrong thing, but we could also do the white side with the peace signs and then the peace signs. Oh, I don't like that. I guess I kind of like the original one we did, even though it's a little busy. So I think I'll stick with that. Now I just need to make a dang. I think we can glue stuff together and see how this works out. I can't really decide if this is going to be too much or just enough. But this paper die cuts beautifully. Like, check that out. That is going to be... I do like the dang. I do like this out of the bubbly, whatever this stuff is. I don't know. Random 60s bubbles. Just for giggles, let's see how we like this against the yellow. Since I said I didn't like the yellow, you can just do a quick check. I think either would work. Although the yellow, I think you can see the word better because there's not a lot of yellow in here. So I might recut those out of yellow. I think I'll recut those out of yellow. And there's a lot of, there's a lot of yellow in the van, so that kind of works out. So maybe I'll do that and just save those for another project. On the upside, I don't think I have to cut anything else. Other than remember what the dimensions on this were. And they were 1 3/4 and 2 1/4. Lots of pieces. But I think all we need to do is put them together now. So let's get our words glued down. Hello, Norma. If I didn't say hello, I saw Gloria just said hello. Maybe I haven't seen you pop in yet. Oh, no, I said hello to you. There we go. I'm not mad at this glue, though. Because it seems to be working pretty well. Whoa. Whoa, I think I almost put the... Yeah. Let's not put our shadow layer on backwards. That would be... That's pretty good. No moss. So I think what I'm going to do is... I like the... Which of these is easier to hang? Oh, I like this. I think I like this with the dang with the kitty. Because he can kind of like hang his paws in between that little gap. So I think I'll do him there. And then we can figure out where the cargo goes. I think the cargo can just sort of go on top. Like, I think we can I think we can just like glue down the word and then tuck him behind there. Kind of over there. I guess we should put him like behind. Oh, that would be cute. You could put his little paws on the WH. Like he could be hanging out like that. I think that'll work. We can probably glue the rest of him down when we glue the word down. I think he'll hang off the top a little bit, which will be kind of cute. Yeah, I think that'll look pretty cute. So let me get the words down, and then I think I can get the rest of the card together. Except those peace signs are upside down. Maybe don't do upside down peace signs. That who knows. Now, can you tell I was born in the 80s kind of way? I did get blue on the back of the corgi, so I'm just going to let this dry. The nice thing about this PVA glue is once it's dry, it's not going to cause you any problems. Like it doesn't dry sticky like the whatever that other the mono glue where basically it will be sticky forever. There we go. So we have our whoa. Then we just need to figure out what we want to do for a stopper once we get this all glued together. Again, if possible, you can kind of squeegee your glue out to make sure this stuff sticks. Most of these PVA glues are. That's not going to be a problem. They essentially turn into plastic once the water evaporates, so they work quite nicely. Just don't glue your kitty upside down. So that's sort of our, I'll just support this from the back. That's sort of, whoop, that's sort of what we're going with. I kind of like, I kind of like this. It would have been cooler to like separate them. I mean, you can see them, and then the third one will be back here, obviously. And the stopper, I think, needs to go pretty far up for this to actually work. So just, I think we are gonna stamp a sentiment and then just do some stuff with that. And glue on my colored panel. Which the reason I went super dark on this sky is that I colored the back windows like there was glass in them. So I wanted to make sure that the sky and the windows weren't exactly the same color because it was looking kind of weird. And then I'm going to just put our little cat in the driver's seat. He could also be here. I like him in the driver's seat, though, because he's taking us on an adventure somewhere. So the only thing that's a little unfortunate is you can't fully see him with this folded up. I mean, you can't see the bottom where I spent time coloring, which I think is more of a me problem than an other people problem. Yeah, and I think there we go. You could also reinforce the bottom of this a bit, but I don't know. I don't mind that it's doing this actually, because like if you were looking at this straight on, having this kind of flop. But if you don't like it, obviously there are the easiest cheat is temporary tape to just make it stay up the way you want. Anyway, let's find a stopper, and that might be because this middle piece is a little askew. But who knows? So I need some probably white to stamp on. Here we go. And decide which of our sentiments we like. I kind of like groovy vibes only, and then we can make this basically a square And then we can foam tape up the square. Wherever the, oh, here we go. Just grab some black ink. Oh, whoops. I think there's a little manufacturing something on this because it is. Or the stamp wasn't stamping, and that's no fun. Yeah, that's better. That looks better. Give it a second hit. Just because sentiments always need a little help. Especially these because they're smaller. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Like the this Halloween one we were playing with yesterday is a lot easier to make sure that things are properly inked. In fact, we might play around with that momentarily once I get this back together. Oh, I can put my flower back too. That lives there. Thanks. I like this one. I think this is just a fun stamp set. Although the one thing I haven't done that others have that I thought was kind of a neat idea is you can groovy vibes only. Oh, what was I saying? Oh, you can, like, if you color something, you can also just scan a copy of it, and then you could just digitally reproduce it. So if you're doing a bunch of ephemera, you can eventually do a bunch of ephemera without having to color each one if you're, like, mass producing. There we go. Though I never looked through to figure out if those were things people were okay with angel policies or not. But then again, which I try to do just because I know folks who make stuff, and I think this is going to work. So we need this to be pretty far. So pretty far back. Well, actually, there's not a lot of room here. So, I mean, it's going to be pretty far back, but also not really. Let's get some foam tape. Can try my new nonstick scissors and see if they do a better job than my not nonstick scissors. Oh, they do a better job. That is good. That's a little too much foam tape. Ooh, wow. Those work quite effectively. Very good. I think I need one little itty bitty piece. Unless I have one. Oh, I do have one stuck to the wheel. Except I need like half as much. There we go. The only real downside to this card is, like, it would be kind of hard to write on. I guess if you put a white piece on the back. Oh no. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Then you just have to putz with these pieces. Oh, that kind of worked. It sort of worked, but I'm going to probably cheat to get a good photo of this, but whoops. Need like an extra hand, but this is basically what it looks like all together. And I suppose you could do the same thing here. Like, because you have a little bit of room. You could like do a half size of the foam tape and then give it more of a stop, which I think we can try doing. Right, because all we really need to do is cut like a 1/4 inch piece. Yeah. We'll see if we can do this. Then cut like a 1/4 inch piece. I'm pretty sure these are 4, so. And basically just put it behind here and then put foam tape under it, and then that would sort of give it something a little beefier to catch on. So we'll see if we can't do that. Oops. Well, that was quite crooked, but oops. I think we can still do this. There's still release paper on one side, luckily. I guess in theory, the smart way to do this would be to just get 1/2 inch foam tape, which I think scrapbook.com sells. Yeah, and then we would just, I think we can just cut down the middle. What if I do it with, I will probably do it with, I think I can just fold this to figure out where this is, and then try and use my new fancy scissors and see if this works or not. Ooh, that worked really nicely. I think they're serrated too. I'm just going to cut off some of the excess here to make this a little easier to work with. Oh, I like these. These non-stick scissors work pretty nicely. And then what we can do is just see if this would work, because if we put this here, then it should give us a little more of a lip. Yeah. So I think that will work like that. But we don't want to, well, we would want to put this one up to figure out where this piece should go. And then this piece, I think, would basically work okay. Right, we would just then peel off our backer. I haven't looked. It's someone whose name didn't ring a bell for me, but that doesn't necessarily mean much. They've been doing a lot of new folks, and I think that's cool. Yeah, there we go. So that's basically how it'll work. Let's find out. I can look it up on my phone. Phone. Wow. Let's see. See if it's someone we know. Carrie Giletto. The name sounds familiar, but I can't place her, so maybe a new friend, maybe a friend we have not met yet. You can. I'm curious if I just need to. Oh, I think I see what. Oops. I mangled my card slightly, but you know. Yeah, I think you really need this. Oh, maybe I still have a little extra lip. Anyway, that's basically how the card should go together, except the last piece doesn't really want to stick in. Oh, because I didn't put it on evenly. I mirrored the crooked piece. So if you make this card, it's really important to not have crooked pieces, but adding foam stops will make this easier to deal with. But this is basically how it all came out. Hey, Paula. Ooh, I like fun fold cards. Good to see you. Anyway, thanks for dropping by for a kind of weird time. And the neat thing about this card is it does fully fold flat, and you could actually ship it. Like this would actually fit in an envelope. Uh, it's not too heavy, so I think it would work pretty well. It kind of has a neat presentation when it's closed, too, because you can really see the coloring in the cat. I think you could futz with this. I think this actually works. It's just that this is one of those cards that it's just kind of finicky. You could also, oh, that worked. Huh. Okay. Ignore me. If you stick it in the groove in front of the foam tape, this holds up. So now this works. Hooray. Look at that. We succeeded accidentally. But that's I don't know. This is a really cool card. But anyway, good seeing you guys. I will see most of you tonight for Craft Roulette. Hope you have a good rest of your Friday. And see you then. Bye-bye. Wherever my mouse is. Who knew using mice is hard?